welcome to this explainer. You know that feeling when you see an ad for something you were just thinking about? Today, we're going to completely demystify the invisible forces shaping your everyday world as a consumer. We are taking what some might think are dry business concepts and turning them into a fascinating mirror reflecting your own behavior. Every single time you buy something, there is a massive machinery operating behind the scenes. And today, we're breaking down exactly how that machinery works. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll look at what marketing actually is, step inside the marketing department, figure out why spending habits change, compare mass versus niche marketing, and finally, unpack the power of segmentation. Let's get right into it. Section 1. What is marketing, really? Demystifying those invisible forces. So, what do you think marketing actually is? Let's dismantle a really common myth right off the bat. Marketing is not just a bunch of flashy TV commercials or online ads. When you strip all that noise away, what is the core engine actually doing to a customer? Which, by the way, is just any person or business buying a good. Well, here's the reality. Simply put, marketing is the process of identifying exactly what customers want and satisfying those wants profitably. It's not just selling whatever a factory happens to make. It's an entire ecosystem built literally from the ground up on predicting your desires, getting them to you, and making sure the business profits from the whole shebang. We can actually break this ecosystem down into a pretty compelling 4-step life cycle. First, they have to identify exactly what you need and what price you're actually willing to pay for it. Second, they satisfy that need by getting the right product to the right place. Third, and this is the long game, they maintain loyalty so you keep coming back over and over. And finally, the holy grail is anticipating changes. It's about spotting new trends before they even happen, so the business can invent products that don't even exist yet. Which brings us to Section 2, inside the marketing department, the engine room. So how do massive companies actually organize this enormous effort behind the scenes? Well, this brilliantly illustrates the engine room. A large marketing department is typically split into 4 distinct teams. You've got sales, handling the different regions and exports. You've got market research. These are basically the detectives spying on competitors and figuring out your needs. Then you have promotion, running those ads you see on TV and online. And finally, distribution, which handles the vital physical logistics of transporting the product to the store. Moving on to Section 3, why spending habits change. The moving target. Now, if the market was static, this would all be a breeze. But the reality is completely chaotic because your spending habits as a consumer are constantly a moving target. Just look at the progression of technology. New inventions are constantly disrupting things. In the 2000s, desktop computers were the absolute standard. Then the 2010s brought tablets. And now, in the 2020s, smartwatches are completely ubiquitous. Every time a new tech emerges, it makes older products totally obsolete, forcing businesses to pivot instantly or get left in the dust. And hey, it's not just tech. Your habits change because of fleeting consumer tastes and fast fashions. They change based on your income, dictating whether you're buying budget goods or dropping cash on luxury items. Even macro shifts, like an aging population, can suddenly create huge demand for entirely new categories, like anti-aging creams. Section 4. Mass versus niche marketing. Broad versus narrow strategies. Facing all this chaos, businesses have to choose their method of attack, a broad shotgun approach or a highly specific sniper strategy. Look at how these compare. Mass marketing targets the entire population, selling everyday universal items to everyone. Think soap or aspirin. On the flip side, we have niche marketing. This focuses on selling highly specialized items to a very small group. A perfect example, Rolex watches. They absolutely are not trying to sell to everyone. They are locked in on a very specific type of buyer. The risk-reward trade-off here is just fascinating. Mass marketing gives you massive total sales and huge growth potential. But the cons? Insane competition, astronomical advertising costs, and a one-size-fits-all product. Niche marketing, however, lets small businesses thrive by perfectly meeting a specialized need without blowing millions on mass ads. But the catch is brutal. Your customer base is incredibly tiny, and if that niche disappears, your entire business could literally fail overnight. Which brings us to Section 5, the power of segmentation, slicing up the market. So, how do businesses zero in on you specifically? They use the ultimate tool, market segmentation. This is when a business breaks down a massive diverse market into smaller subgroups of people who have similar characteristics.
It's all about grouping together the people who look, act, and spend alike so a company can target their products incredibly effectively.
Just imagine the total market as a massive pie. Businesses strategically slice this pie up into different consumer groups based on 5 distinct characteristics: socioeconomic, age, region, gender, and lifestyle. Let's look at exactly how they do this. They might segment you socioeconomically by your income, selling a Ferrari to the wealthy and a Tata Nano to the budget-conscious, or by age, marketing vastly different products to a teenager versus the elderly. Third is region, because it's pretty obvious you shouldn't try selling a heavy snow coat in the tropics. Fourth is gender, with certain soaps or makeup aimed specifically at men or women. And finally, lifestyle, grouping you by your personal hobbies or exactly how you like to live. As we wrap up this explainer, let's do a quick checklist. Make sure you can define the difference between a customer and a consumer. Understand why building customer loyalty is an absolute necessity for long-term profit. And finally, be sure you grasp the mechanics of market segmentation and mass marketing. If you've got those down, you understand the playbook. Which leaves us with a final provocative thought to ponder as you step back into your daily life. Every click, every single purchase, every hobby you have, it's all data. Based on your personal habits, do you know exactly how you are being segmented and targeted right now? Because I guarantee you, the marketing departments out there certainly do. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep your eyes open the next time you find yourself wanting to buy something.